Hello, how are you, my friends? Look at this beautiful feather I just found. So cute. Red and black. And I'm just sitting here by the river Mamon in the Amazon, watching the sunset and probably going to get eaten by mosquitoes because it's coming to their dinner time. Yeah. I did just want to have a little talk here about trauma release and some things that I've been doing lately, because we all carry trauma, and it's about how we want to, if you want to keep it or do you want to let it go. And some trauma is so deep that we don't even know that we have it. I'm only speaking from my personal experience because historically speaking, I've experienced trauma. We all have. And often I actually forget about it. It goes into a place of my brain that's just edits that section of my life out. And there was a few events in my life that I'm not willing to speak about publicly yet, but I had not realized how they'd been impacting me until now. And Claire, my Sharman, who I'll link her below, she's an incredible psychic healer, and she saw this in me in our first meeting, and I said, no, that never happened to me. And 3 months later, I realized that it had, and actually in a really bad way. And the fact of the matter is I've been carrying this in my subconscious mind and not even realizing it. And I feel like I've been carrying it in my body and not even aware of it. And how I know this is affecting me, and how I know that is what was affecting me, is my behaviors have changed. So for example, usually when I wake up in the morning, the first feeling is like, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be here, I don't want to be anywhere. And I jump out of bed and I'm like roaring to go and ready to go because my heart's racing and it's just, I don't want to be here. And I've traveled so much, and I've moved so many houses and I've moved so many times. Where is here? Where is the here that I'm so don't want to be? Because I've been everywhere, man. And yeah, it's in me. It's me in my body. Oh my God, this boat, so beautiful. How cute. Bye. Hi. You want a small chills? Yeah. It's like I wake up and I don't want to be in me. And the morning I spend pretty much numbing that or escaping that and, trying to get away from me. How can I do that? I can't get out of that. And so what I'm trying to talk about is really coming back into your body after trauma and reclaiming your body after trauma, and some things that have really helped me that maybe will help you. I want to let you know. So one thing I really find useful is sleeping naked. I'm actually getting away from that now because as I'm growing spiritually, I realize that it's quite a vulnerable place to be in for your body and your spiritual body. But in the early phases of me coming back into my body, I found it really nurturing and really lovely, especially if you have some really nice blankets to cuddle you up. It's like you're back in the womb and you can really feel like you're supporting yourself in your sacred space, and I think it's a really nice way to connect to yourself. Another thing I've been doing is hot baths for my toes, little feet baths. It's like I never thought that I could give myself the pleasures of simple things in life, such as a bath. Like, who's got time for a bath? Oh, not me. But it's actually a really nice thing to do, and massaging your feet, massaging your hands, massaging your head. Another thing I think is really important is honoring your body and your relationship with drugs and alcohol. And if you can reach a place in your heart where you don't need them anymore, or you're building a better relationship, and maybe less is a good way to start. Maybe instead of having 6 drinks on the weekend, just have 2 drinks on the weekend, and then have soda waters after that. Or because I find like these really cause so much trauma in terms of your body escaping itself. It's really not coming into your body when you're smoking marijuana or when you're drinking alcohol. And I think it's a really important message, especially with marijuana, because I think there's a big misconception that it's such a healer and it's such a spiritual plant. And what I'm learning through experiencing with other people and their journeys, and just sort of looking at that that plant and what it does to people, well, it definitely detaches them from their body. It really takes them away from the human experience and creates this bubble where they're feeling safe and they're feeling supported, and they're feeling quite numb from their pain. They're feeling numb from what they've been through, and it's just totally, it's a total detachment, you know? It's just like taking a bloody Panadol or something, you know? And I think we need to look at our habits, especially if you're smoking marijuana. I think it's really a really important time this year with all that's going on emotionally for you and physically for you. If you are using marijuana, to really think, how is this serving my life? You know, is this connecting me to my family and my friends, or is it disconnecting me? And even if you're smoking in a circle, you know, are you really with your friends, or are you starting to feel paranoid because you're actually with yourself in your own little bubble and you're disconnecting yourself from society? And I think it's a really important message to get out there, because I know marijuana has a strong voice, and I know the people that smoke it really will advocate for it, and till the death, you know, they'll say, no, this is good for me. But looking on the other side in, I can see how self-destructive it is. And it's almost like, well, it is like the weed takes over. The weed takes over the brain, the weed takes over the body, and the person smoking gives that weed life, and that weed takes power over the human. And I think it's something really important to consider. If it's something that you're practicing spiritually, I think it's really important to try and wean yourself off that and see who you really are, because we don't need anything but ourselves to be complete. And yeah, and it's a really powerful message to get out there. Something else I'm really doing a lot of is affirmations, and just holding space for myself to listen to words of affirmation and telling myself that I'm worthy, I deserve to feel pleasure, I deserve to be happy, I deserve all these wonderful things. And I can send you some on YouTube or Spotify if you would like me to, because in the beginning, I'll be honest, they're really hard to listen to. It's really, really hard. And sometimes you have to psych yourself up for 5-minute affirmations, because it's so abnormal for your brain to be thinking this way about you, which is so ridiculous. It's like society drums into us that we should be feeling worthless, that we should be feeling fat, that we should be feeling ugly, that we should be feeling unsuccessful, that we should feel like we need to accomplish all these things to be beautiful and okay and to be lovable and to be accepting of ourselves. And it's so untrue. It's so untrue. And it starts from such a young age. You know, I mean, we've all had Barbie dolls growing up and these perfect figures and all the rest of it. And it's just such a joke. And from my understanding and the way I see it, it's a way that they can manipulate our brains into, you know, thinking that we aren't able to accomplish all that we can, and we can't accomplish our dreams. And I'm telling you, you can. You know, step away from the societal norms, step away from the TV screen and look into your heart and realize that you can deserve all the love and the abundance. It's crazy how much love and abundance that you can deserve, really. Yeah, so words of affirmation, it's really good to do it in front of a mirror and also writing them down. Some other things I've found really lovely is just to comfort yourself in a way that only you know how. You know, take yourself out for lunch and buy yourself a really nice drink and a really nice meal and sit there and say gratitude to the food and gratitude to yourself. And it's really a nice sacred place to be there for yourself. This is just so magical. Mosquitoes haven't got me yet, so that's great. Yes. Another thing I find really important is to, sometimes I feel quite vulnerable when I'm walking around or when I'm about to talk to somebody that I don't want to talk to, because they're a bit of an energy sucker, or like it's your boss and you feel a bit intimidated. So sometimes I imagine a shield bubble around me, and crazy or not, it actually really makes you feel comfortable and that you can communicate with that person in a way that they're not going to affect your aura or your shield. I just say like shield on, shield on, shield on 3 times. And I imagine a bubble like all around me. Power bubble. Yeah. Another really good thing is that I do this quite a lot. If I've spoken to somebody that really makes me feel like a piece of crap and tries to put me down, or I'm just seeing something I don't want to see. Like, it's really awful. You know, people can be mean to each other on the street, yelling, fighting, and just anything in the day that sort of upsets you. It's really good to sort of bang yourself on the chest and just say to yourself, I'm reclaiming my power. I'm taking my power back, you know, because some people want to put shit on you and it's not your shit to carry. So yeah, I'm reclaiming my power back. You can even give yourself a bit of a yes. Another thing about taking your power back is I took out all my piercings, and you can see I had quite a few. I think I had about 11 or 12 or 13 or a lot of piercings, and I took them all out. And I was just, you know, why am I wearing all these piercings? You know, I got them in my teens and I'm still wearing them, and why? And I realized that piercings, at least for myself, was a big form of self-abuse and a big form of trauma. It's sort of like, I would say, oh, I'm worthy of this pain, you know, and I deserve to look a bit like crazy, or look how tough I am. And it's a bit of a shield too, like, oh, I'm a tough chick, you know, and look at these piercings I got a big bar here, and I got some hooks in my nose, and it's just so unlike my inner core. My inner being is love and kindness, and, you know, having all these hooks around me and all these metal things, I feel like it was a real magnet for abuse. And I really noticed since I took them out that people have been treating me differently, and it's because of the way I think of myself and the self-respect that I have, you know, that's how I'm being received. And the other thing is, I actually felt like there was way less noise happening in my brain. I guess that metal is a huge conductor, and to have all this energy in my head was like this jungle here. And as soon as I took them out, it was just like, huh. And especially my belly bar too. I felt like that was a bit of a squeezer on my stomach. And I did put them back in maybe 2 weeks ago just to experiment and see if it was a reality or if I was just sort of in a phase. And yeah, as soon as I put them back in, sure as shit, I felt like there was so much noise in my head again, and I just didn't want to wear them anymore. I felt, no, this is not who I am. I'm worthy of love and abundance, and I don't need to feel like I want to be abused, or I don't need to be so tough, or I don't need to show people that, you know, I can look how much suffering I can handle. I got all these piercings on my face. Yeah, so it's just like really talking about coming back to your inner core and your innermost being, and, you know, reclaim that body. Don't let other people tell you what to do, 'cause you know what to do. Yeah. Just a couple other things before it gets too itchy scratchy from the mosquitoes. I really find thanking my body is a really good practice. So like thanking my legs after I go for a walk, or just placing my hands on my heart and taking some nice deep breaths and just giving thanks to my own heart for ticking along. I mean, this thing's pretty amazing. Yeah, some other things I like to do is meditate first thing in the morning for 10 minutes. I mean, I'm sure you've heard that. And another quick way of reclaiming your body is sitting up straight and just correcting your posture. It really makes you feel like you're really claiming yourself. Eating regular meals I've found really changed my way of being with my body, and I'm not thinking about food all the time, and, you know, just sort of allowing yourself to be hungry and allowing yourself to be fed. You know, I think it's a really beautiful thing, instead of starving and then overfeeding and that toxic cycle that is. So yeah, I think that's everything for now. Oh, and I have some mala beads that I made, and I really find them good. It's 108 beads. And you can use them for chanting. I usually take them with me everywhere I go, and sometimes I'm waiting in line, and I don't know if you know me, but I'm so impatient, and it's really something I've been working on this whole year. 2020 for me has been about patience and trust, and here I am in Peru 7 months later, and I'm bloody doing those things, so it's good. Yeah, mala beads. I have it always in my bag, and when I'm on the boat or when I'm waiting in line, I just pull them out and I just say something like love, 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 or om, om, or amor, amor, and I find it really makes me go into a nice trance instead of just wasting that time being angry or stressed. And that's going to wrap up this video on trauma release. I hope you found it helpful, and big love to you. Maybe try a few of these, maybe 2 or 3 at once, and see how you go. All the love. Ciao.